17's The Marvel collab kit is back on because on Saturday, heroics are on the horizon. It's do or die, officially win or stay home. Atlanta United getting set for their final group stage match against Cruz Azul. This is your AT&T countdown to kickoff. Jason Longshore, Joe Fryhofer. Jason, you're fresh off of the trip down to South Beach. 4-0 the final against Inter Miami, so they officially classify themselves for the knockout stage with 6 points in total. It was Atlanta United on the front foot early in this one, including a Brooks Lennon delivery. Ended up being a cross. He'll say it was a shot on goal that went all the way into that back post, hit the post. And we can't forget about Tyler Wolff, Yorgos Giakoumakis, some early connections called off through offsides. Just a matter of tiny moments at the very beginning of that match that could have made all the difference.
Yeah, a great start to the game for Atlanta United. This was a very weird atmosphere with Lionel Messi, with Sergio Busquets making their first starts for Miami. It didn't feel like a final. It felt like a party, kind of. And it was interesting how, the teams were going to react to that. I thought Atlanta United started really well. The goal from Wolff, just about a step offside. Giakoumakis on the initial run. Lennon, I think he's crossing there, but it almost ends up in the back of the net. And then you get hit the other way with a moment of brilliance from two of the best players in this modern era, Sergio Busquets over the top to Lionel Messi, who might have banked it off the post to himself with his kind of skill level.
So many of the deliveries from Busquets as well, from that back line of them going over the top. Messi providing plenty of difficulties for our back defense. Felt like he was fluid and floating freely in between so many different positions for most of the evening.
Yeah, he's really up for it. I think this is just a player who is still today the best in the world. You look at what he did last season in Europe, with almost 60 goals plus assists in all competitions, more than any other player in the top leagues of Europe. And now he's here, and he's incredible. You can't let one player dictate the game so much, though, and it's hard to do. Look, this is not the first time this has happened in the world. This won't be the last time this happens in the world. But Lionel Messi is a myth and an unbelievable player at the same time. And I thought Atlanta United struggled to deal with that at times.
Five Stripes had plenty of chances all throughout the evening. Drake calendaring 7 total saves, including that penalty save against Thiago Almada. Derek Etienne Jr. goes down into the box. Miguel Beru, chance inside of the area. Some intricate dribbles. And just when we thought he did the most difficult part, the spot to finish it in on goal, just not our evening overall on finishing.
It's a weird one because when you look back at the numbers, and this is kind of how it felt to me, there were so many opportunities that either Atlanta could take the lead at the very beginning or respond to a goal. There were opportunities throughout the 90 minutes for Atlanta to get on the board and change the momentum and change the storyline, but they didn't convert. And in the moments the other way, Miami converted. When they made mistakes, they weren't punished. When Atlanta made mistakes, they were punished. That's been the story so many times, I think, over these past couple of months. It's been the individual moments, those individual battles that haven't gone Atlanta United's way, and they have to on Saturday night.
And speaking of just that, the story for us now continues. The stage is already set. What a backdrop, being Mercedes-Benz Stadium for this final group stage match. Cruz Azul has been here at our training ground since early week, getting set for this one. And now for Atlanta United, this result means win and go through.
Two extremely proud, massive clubs in a must-win situation. I don't think this is going to be a pretty game by any stretch on Saturday. I think it's going to be an absolute cage match, because both teams are desperate. Cruz Azul was the better team in large stretches of that match on Friday night. They have a chance to redeem themselves. They have not won this season so far in the Liga MX Apertura. Atlanta United's lost 3 in a row in all competitions. Both teams come into this, I think, with that desperation. So these are the games you live for. These are the games that excite you. If you're in this fan base, if you're in our kinds of jobs, these are the games that have that little extra special feeling to them.
And we know the 17s will bring that environment come Saturday as well. Speaking of that hunger for a win this season. They also brought a hunger for goal in the very first opening moments in their match against Inter Miami, a 2-1 final for them. However, El Mexicano Uriel Antuna did find the back net as well. They've got a dangerous number 10, the Brazilian, in Moises as well. This is a side that likes to hit the acceleration pedal and fast, find themselves on the counterattack, and defensively for Atlanta United could be on our heels for a majority of that evening as well.
We know Cruz Azul is going to be incredibly well organized. Tuca Ferretti, one of the all-time legends in Liga MX, he's not happy with where his team is right now, and there's pressure to turn that around. This is a team with a lot of talent. This is a team with national team players with Cruz Azul that are not used to being in this situation. Antuna is a player that we know from MLS during his time with the LA Galaxy. Such a dangerous attacker. He can get wide, he can get in behind. He's somebody that Atlanta is going to have to be extremely careful about. I'm glad you mentioned Moises, a player that maybe MLS fans don't know super well, but he's been one of their best so far this season. I thought he was really good in that Leagues Cup game against Inter Miami, and he's one that Atlanta's midfield is going to have to lock up.
Now, on the midfield, on the player side, for us, could be a joker card, could be a dark horse for us. The Frenchman was available against Inter Miami. Gonzalo Pineda elected to not go with him. Could we see some first minutes for Tristan Muyumba, a number 8, who will certainly fill into the midfield and give us some very direct box-to-box play, unafraid of going forward, and perhaps a new presence that could ignite this defense and attack for the Five Stripes?
Yeah, I think when you get into these situations, you'd love to have more training sessions for Tristan before he jumps into the team so he can build those connections with the guys around him. This is a game that's a must-win, and I think you have to pull every card that you have. And Tristan Muyumba, being fresh, will be a big help in this game. How long can he go? Look, we don't know that right now. We don't know where his fitness level is, but he brings a different kind of set of qualities to this midfield that is needed. I think he's very good on the ball, which is something that all Atlanta United midfielders have to be, but he brings a little bit more of that physical presence that was lacking in Miami. At times in that game, you have to just make a hit on somebody when when the game's getting away from you. You have to do something to change the energy. I think Tristan Muyumba is a guy who is all about changing the energy in a positive way for his side.
Only one side can advance on Saturday. Atlanta United set for Cruz Azul. Kickoff for this one will be at 7 p.m. through the MLS Season Pass, as always, on Apple TV. You can also catch this one in Espanol through Univision. One of the biggest calls of the season. You said it, 7 teams live for these kinds of matches, and we on the commentary side, we live for matches just like this as well.
La Mejor will have the game in Spanish for you on radio, and we'll be on 92.9 The Game. Myself, Mike Conti, will be on the air at 6:30 for the Five Stripes Countdown. Kickoff a little after 7. We'll have the full-time report following, hopefully celebrating advancing in the Leagues Cup.
That's Jason Longshore. I'm Joe Freinhofer. Our history continues on Saturday, 17th, Atlanta United against Cruz Azul. We'll see you inside a Mercedes-Benz come Saturday.